Hi everybody, welcome back. Here with Ashley again from Enlightened Education Trust, and today we are going to do the third in the mandala series of our first course, our first online course for older children, for teachers and for parents and children at home. So welcome back. Each week we're going to be learning something a little bit different. We're going to be adding to our skills and we're going to be growing our knowledge about art and having fun. So this week in particular, I'd like you to go and have a look at last week's video. If you could go back and look at the different materials that you need, just have a look at different techniques, because today is going to be very similar. The difference is today we are going to be working a little bit differently with color. So that means instead of using relative colors, which are colors that are very similar to each other, we are going to be using complementary colors. Now, complementary colors are very exciting because they pop. In other words, when they are placed next to each other, they basically make each other stand out. They make each other sing or dance. So it's very useful and exciting to learn about complementary colors in art. So let's have a look at the color wheel. We've talked about the primary colors being red, yellow, and blue, and we talked about the colors that you mix with red, yellow, and blue called secondary colors, those being orange, green, and purple. And then last week we talked about relative colors, which are basically colors that are similar to each other in the color wheel. And relative colors are also the colors that are not only similar to each other, but also the colors next to the primary colors. So for example, we've got yellow and red, then we've got various warm colors in between, and if we start mixing in between there, we get an orange being the secondary color. If we mix between the orange and the yellow, we get a yellow-orange, which can also be called a tertiary color. So we've got primary colors, we've got primary and secondary colors, and we've got the tertiary colors, which are the colors in between the primary and the secondary colors. So we didn't mention that last week, but we could have, because we were working with them. This week, however, we are going to flip. In other words, we are going to be working with opposites. So each color has an opposite color. The opposite of yellow is purple, the opposite of red is green, and the opposite of blue is orange. And so in our mandala today, we are going to be working with purple and yellow, and or red and green, and or blue and orange. And as we are creating with these colors, you'll start to see how they start to really help each other to stand out when they're used together. So I would like everybody to just start to gather their materials together, and again, very quickly, pre-mixed food coloring. If you could have some bottles of unmixed intense food coloring, it would be helpful. And your surface, which could be paper, it could be cardboard, it could be fabric, it could be wood, and some circles to draw around, being plates or anything that you can find that's useful. Some water to mix your colors with. And if you have any flowers in the garden, if you could bring one or two of those in, that would be helpful. So I will see you back here in a minute. Thank you.